Hello and welcome to episode 3 of our Timberborn Update 5 Iron Teeth Mega Build Challenge here in Cycle 5, Day 1. Last time, we built these, I guess you could call them Badwater defense areas here, with the floodgates and the levees. We have one more still left to start, and one more that is almost complete. And when the bad tide comes, eventually, whenever that might be, this stream gauge will automatically raise these floodgates up and prevent any bad water from being stored in the corner here. So we'll have a nice pure storage ready to keep our crops and trees and stuff up here irrigated. So what we have to do now is do a couple of small fixes to this based on how the stream gauge is working. And then we have a couple of other things to take care of on our way to making sure that we are set up for the first bad tide, whatever that might be. We don't really know, but we'll go ahead and power through the rest of the night. These guys down here have been doing a pretty good job getting rid of a bunch of these trees, storing logs here. We need to have logs stored up here, and well, we kind of do. We have one of these large industrial piles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a couple more of these right here. Set these to obtain, because these guys down here, when the bad tide comes in, are, well, they're not going to have a good time. I think we can be assured of that. And part of our bad tide defense strategy eventually is going to be putting another set of these floodgates in down here, so this whole thing just shunts all the bad tide water out as well. So we can try to keep some of the trees alive here. Which, if we keep it out, then only this one little bit right here is going to be poisoned, and the rest of this will be perfectly fine. But I don't think that's something we need to focus our efforts on at this exact moment in time, because we do have quite a bit of other things to accomplish here. Now, we did start planting some additional types of food last time, and we have a little bit more left to do here as well. Trying to focus on getting the rest of our stuff all taken care of. We have the one fermenter for the cassavas. We have another one that we're attempting to build for the soybeans, but there's no point in having that ready to go if we don't have an oil press for our canola. And we are in the process of harvesting and trying to find all sorts of good stuff. There's just a lot of things that need to be built, so what we're going to have to do is go ahead and build our fermenter and our oil press right here. These guys do have some canola to harvest. They just don't have anywhere for it to go, so they're not doing it quite yet. And on top of all of that, we are technically, but not really, out of food. It's a fun time. We're certainly going through it. But we have some cassavas that we can bring in to get fermented, and let WM here take care of that. So now that we have this ready to go here, we should have, you would think, these guys come in to take some of these canolas out of here. So if I set that to priority harvest canola, maybe they'll get some of it. Yeah, we're getting the angry, hungry beavers here. So harvest that canola, get in here, bring it on over to the oil press, and get that done. Let's make it happen, folks. There we go. Finally getting underway with that, and then that, of course, will go in for our fermented soybeans. Yeah, we are going to need to have a storage for our canola oil. I'm not going to put it here, so what we're going to do is we're going to start... I guess I might as well just put that facing that way. Remember, this is all temporary. Don't worry. This is not going to be like this forever. This is just early game, us trying to accomplish something here. So I will go ahead and prioritize this canola oil, get that taken care of, and we'll see what we're able to accomplish here. It's not like we have any more soybeans ready to go right now anyway, but it's going to be good to get that going sooner rather than later. So let's talk about these stream gauges. I thought this was a good placement. Most of you disagreed. And I can understand where you're coming from, so we're probably going to end up either completely moving this and redoing all of our linking, or we're going to take out this dam. But For us to do that, that's going to require us putting in dams here or floodgates, depending on how this is going to shake out. I think long-term the best option is going to be putting floodgates in, because the reason the dams are here, remember, is to keep water here to irrigate these plants. If I were to take out these dam pieces, the highest the water could ever be because of this outflow is slightly higher than the very bottom of this channel right here. So this would almost never be full. It would of course have to have water flowing through it because that's where it comes from, but it would never be full and it would never retain any single drop of water because this is already lower. And if I put dams in here, then it's going to make it that much harder to flush bad water out. So the play long term is always going to be getting rid of these two blocks right here, and these two blocks right here, and putting in floodgates and having those be automated. But we're not there yet because we don't have explosives. We don't have explosives because we don't have metal. We don't have metal because we haven't been able to get out to the outlands quite yet. Although that is something we probably should look into this episode. I don't know how feasible it's going to be. I'm mostly focused on getting this done, which it looks like it might actually be doable. So we'll see. Yeah, the other thing we've got to consider is the triggers here. This is perfect for the start of contamination. Perfectly fine. The problem with the end of contamination is this, since this is behind the dam, as many of you pointed out, will get to 0% contamination long before this pool does, and we want to avoid that. So I think what we're going to end up doing is just disabling the set height below low contamination, just have these automatically go up until we're able to relocate things. Because we can always put them back down, but we don't want them to contaminate anything if we can help it. So we'll just need to keep in mind as we continue on our little journey here that we will need to manually open the floodgates when that time comes. And a couple other people said, hey, you really need to not have the stairs in this Badwater part. And I agree. We are going to get there. We're going to get this all taken care of. Don't worry. We'll try to figure out a better solution to getting down here. And I think long term, because of the way this is set up, I believe the best option we're going to have is to have these paths go all the way to the corners. And then out from the corners, put bridges out here and then descend that way. Well, somewhere almost all the way to the corner, depending on how the land ends up working here. Because I would like to have the large barracks all the way along the side until like the very corner, and then we'll put pumps in the corners. We're gonna just completely have this go all the way down as much as we can. But again, we don't have explosives yet. We're thinking really, really far ahead here, and it's not going to make a ton of sense until we get there. So. As I debate trying to tell you whether or not to trust the process, I'm going to just say we'll see what happens, because you know how this ends up going. But for right now, this does work. It's not perfect, and until we have floodgates here protecting everything, it's really not going to be that big of a deal to have these stairs, because well, what else are you going to do if we have all of the logs brought up here? So we can do building up here while this area is infected or whatever, then that's going to be just fine. We'll just remove these stairs and then we'll rebuild them on the outside the next time coming back around. But having the ladders where we put them I don't think is really bad. We just have to be careful. And now we have all this storage here. And I can't remember what I said I was going to put in each one of these, but I imagine it's going to be smart to have canola seed storage, and then storage for some of these other crops, the raw versions, at least by the farms. I probably said the opposite last time, so don't sue me. But we do need to have other storage for food things up here, and that is what we will be getting into. Leave some space there. Yeah, the fermented foods up here just makes sense. Fermented soybean storage. So that's going to make a lot more sense to have that over there. And we will work toward that. So, this currently is making way more power than we're using because we're not running any of these. We have no extra beavers. But at the same... Oh, we're running... Why are we running this? Stop that. Now we have extra beavers. So guess what? Now we're making planks again. I forgot to turn those off. And I can't automate these, unfortunately. that would be a fun thing to have jobs automated based on what cycle it was. But anyway. So thinking forward again, there isn't any way for me to get on here without getting down in the water. So if we want to go ahead and make this the first corner we access with the rest of this, we probably, I mean, we don't need the suspension bridges, but we do have the science to unlock them. This is a 9-block wide area right here, and it does require a platform on either side. Let's go ahead and unlock the double platform. We're going to need those sooner rather than later. If I do this and just have this go all the way down here, that's going to require some other sort of access. So I think I'm going to do both sides here. Steel bridges, obviously, we can't get to yet. But coming off of this, this becomes a 7 wide, which means I'm going to need a 4 and a 3, which is definitely not ideal. So as much as it's not too fun to just do this with platforms, I think that's what we have to do, at least starting off for now. Go ahead and get that taken care of there. That's going to bring us down in the middle of this channel here, but it is at the very edge and is going to allow us to do some other fun stuff, like when we eventually blow this whole thing up, I'm thinking the very corners can just be water pumps, and we'll have housing here, housing here. Depending on how things go, we could even have housing on the other side and have the we could have the gravity batteries go between them, because I know you guys want the gravity batteries. So we'll see what happens there. I am going to go ahead, since we are already here. This is a, what, 1 tile? It's really only 1 tile deep? Seriously? Alright, well, that's, I guess, not the most ideal scenario. Also kind of funny how there's no water coming out right here, but it's all coming out on the corners. It's kind of actually inconsistent how much is coming out. Huh. I wonder if that's because of how I have these levees set up. It probably is. But if we have that set up like so, and this isn't going to be symmetrical, and it never was going to be, so let's not get too worried about that. We have this set up like so. We'll come in with the ladders again. Right, like that. That'll get us down there, and then we'll be able to have access to both sides of this little bit. We'll mark, I guess, 2 of these for destruction so we can put in some of these lumberjack flags, and we'll be good to go. Now, it is day 12. It is day 12, and this is currently empty. So I think this is probably going to be a good time for us to abandon formally this lumberjack flag. So if I get rid of it, the beavers will stop coming over here, theoretically, once they remove everything from this thing. And I'm going to try to dam this up, or at least put levees here. Well, actually, I don't even need them to be worried about that. Yeah, that's what we'll do. That's what we will do. Set this right here. And I think the way this is currently set up, oh, I don't have the single high floodgate unlocked yet. Well, we will go ahead and let them do that. I think, yes, unlock there. I'm only going to do this on this side, and then, oh, I can't even get down here. That's going to be a fun time. But as a proof of concept, I suppose. No, we still don't have the warning here, so maybe we can actually get it done. Let's focus on these things. Shall we get that taken care of? Because once we go out to the outsides, I think this is going to make a lot more sense. These are probably going to end up being separate districts at some point. For right now, I don't think it really makes that much sense to do it that way. Well, we'll see what happens. Alright, so we have pretty full storage on the canola oil, so let's go ahead and make another one for them. I want to make sure we have that stored up for when the, what's this called? Water wheels? My brain is evaporating by the day. But once this thing can't run anymore, then at least we'll have some oil here so we can focus on running Only the fermenter for the soybeans and none of this other stuff. But everything is still looking pretty okay. I still would like to have more food, obviously. Ah, yes, here comes the bad tide, folks. Okay, so let's pause. Take a second here. This is currently, I am going to just manually do this one for right now, so we don't have to worry about it too much. This is currently good to go. In 3 days, do you think that we could get this other side taken care of as well? How did I have that? 1 and then 2 floodgates and then 2. Okay, let's take a look, see here. If we were to do that, could I even get down here fast enough? They would have to come from here, which I don't think is that unreasonable, but they would also have to build the ladder to get down. I think, oh man. I guess it's probably best, considering how things are set up right now, to go ahead and just... Yeah, go ahead and just have them come down this way without building another thing, because that is going to be... that's going to be a rat's nest right there is what that is. So, we need to focus on building this stack, these stairs, and then these things. And they're not going to be able to reach any of this until they can actually get down. But the rest of this, low priority. What else are we building? Nothing? Okay, so maybe they can actually get it done. We have enough planks, or we should have enough planks to accomplish this. So we'll see what happens. As long as they can get that done. That would actually be really, really cool. Because then this could be completely preserved and we can continue working in here during the bad tide. Very, very appealing prospect there. And I know these builders aren't sitting here doing nothing. I know they're not doing that. We have tons of stuff to do. Alright, so we got that guy. Okay, you're getting, well, you're, what are you, oh, okay, you're carrying, as a builder, you're carrying water out of it. Okay, alright. That doesn't really make any sense, but you do you, I guess. Alright, I'm going to... They've already finished with today's work, but I'm not going to do 24 hours, because we know how that goes. But I'm going to bump this up to 20 hours. Because I believe they can get this done. We just have to have the right kind of motivation to do it. So we got 4 guys there, 4 guys there, we got 10 haulers. Now we're working here. I am going to go ahead and pause this lumberjack flag. And, encourage them not to come through here, just in preparation. We're going to see what happens. So I'm also out of... I don't think they'd have any reason to go down here. So maybe I don't need to worry about it. Well, regardless, if I take away... Oh, see, here they come. They're getting these logs. All right. Well, that's still allowed. We have a day and a half. That's not going to be the end of the world. But now they really should not have any reason to come down here. But I will go ahead and have them harvest all of these ladders here. Because we will, next time we come down here, be doing it a very, very different way. And they've got a nice pile of rubble. Yes, I know that I need to shut this off before they actually come here and... get the rest of this. Alright, we got 1 day left. 1 day left. Will they finish? Will they finish the stairs? Will they be even able to get over here at all? Should I have just built another ladder here? Probably. Will I? No. We will not be doing that. Because that would take way too long. Yeah, now I realize that this is a fool's errand at this point, but we're gonna see what happens. Not really anything else I can do about it at this point. We already kind of committed to it. That's just unfortunate. We're not going to be able to get it done. So guess what that means? 24-hour working hours. See whatever we can get done done would be nice. So now the you know what? I don't trust myself. I'm just going to get rid of the stairs that they don't need, just so we avoid any possible headaches. And this guy as well. So now there is no possibility outside of right here that we already knew about for them to become contaminated. Unfortunately, they're stuck here. But if this closes, there should be no water coming from upstairs. It should all be coming in from the side. I am going to go ahead and raise those floodgates up. I'm going to go ahead and, even though they're not built, I'll raise those. And that should, in theory, get us to where we want to be. Now let's go ahead, unpause. I guess I can just take this back down to 18 hours. Alright, so the bad tide has begun. Let's turn this off. As soon as this gets contaminated, we should see how close. Oh, we weren't even close at all. Not even a tiny bit. Alright, so for the safety of our beavers, I'm going to pause all of this construction. Oh man, I'm going to have to pause all of this. Yeah, we're going to pause this while the game's paused, and then they'll just hopefully turn around and not get infected. And if they are, then, well, you can make fun of me in the comments like some of you like to do, so that's okay. Yep, turn around. Get out of here. And the shunting did actually work. Okay. And nobody is ill, hopefully. Oh, look how evil this looks with all the red. Yeah, that was definitely the right move, even if we can't do anything about that. Having this, hopefully not super flood, is going to be nice. I know it's going to make its way around here, but this is still good to go. Yeah, losing, oh wow, almost all the kohlrabies. That was something I didn't foresee happening. I probably should have, but we'll see what happens, I suppose. All right, so all the beavers are up and out, right? Oh, okay, no, this is still pretty grim. I don't think it's possible for any beavers to actually become contaminated at this point. Yeah, this, woof. This is certainly something. Let's, yeah, this is, it's gonna kill all the vegetation on the whole map, isn't it? Every little bit, well, except these trees, I guess. Every little bit that isn't irrigated properly up here is definitively toasted. But we did manage to defend our corners, and that's something I guess we could celebrate. No contaminated beavers. No unfortunate this or that, but we did lose almost all of our kohlrabies, but we didn't lose the soybeans. We didn't lose the soybeans, and we have power. So we can actually still keep making food, even though it says you have nothing. Well, we don't have nothing, we just kind of have nothing. Little complicated, I guess. But at least we didn't completely screw this up. Now, I'm going to take a look when this bad tide is over in 1.5 days. Just how long the lag is between contamination being 0 and the red being gone here. Because if it's not that big of a deal, then I think we're going to be okay. But if it's still reasonably contaminated, then we are going to relocate this. So, all of this being said, we have a problem to solve with our farming, and that is going to be interesting. Gonna be interesting, because all of the kohlrabies are dead, except this one little strip. Now we're running out of the food. We're not going to be out of food, but we are going to need to go ahead and unplant pretty much all of these berries up to about, yeah, probably here. So this is going to have to be, this guy's going to have to just make his way around to gather everything else, and we're going to have to plant in this spot. Yeah, that's definitely not ideal. So let's do, Yeah, let's do some cassava up here. We're going to try to keep this as localized as we can inside the non-polluted area. And then soybeans here, I think, should be okay. And if we do that, then I can unplant this, all of this, until we have a better solution in place. This can become... I'm trying to think here. Because we obviously want kohlrabi because it's an easy thing to grow, but we also need to be growing some more of our canola here. I don't know. We'll get it figured out eventually. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Just got to think. Now the bad tide's over. So, I mean, theoretically, it's not bad enough with the Badwater. Oh, this already opened. I thought I had I thought I gave them instructions not to do that. But I don't see yeah, I unticked that. Why did it do that? It said set height below low contamination. Or did it just revert there because that was the default setting I had was set to 0? I don't know. But I mean, I guess there's a little bit of bad water in here, but it really doesn't seem that... It doesn't seem like it really got in there at all. If we take this out, let's examine how this removes itself. Honestly, I think this is fine. I see no evidence of bad water retention, especially because we have these little... I don't know, nobody seemed to agree on what these things were called. I saw like 4 different examples of it, and none of them were what I originally thought it was called. So I'm tempted to just leave this alone for now. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments. I'm sure many of you will, but that, for right now, seems like it's going to be okay. So, another thing we learned here is that we want to avoid planting crops up here, but this is fine for buildings. It's going to be a-okay that way. So what I will do is I think it's going to make sense for us to put another farmhouse here. And then we can put storage, maybe some water here. Never hurt to have too much of that. Again, remember, most of this is not going to be permanent. It's going to be done away with, and we'll just have to see what happens as we move forward. A lot of this is kind of prototyping for everything else, so it should not be an issue. All right, now that that's a thing, let's unpause all of this stuff down here. Get that constructed, because this worked well on this side. We just need to get everything else done that same way, and I think we'll be in good shape. So, let's see, what else is going to work here? I need to get rid of everything on that backside so we can have this path connect. Come on, let me click, thank you. Because I want to, I think, have one of these ladders, and we'll figure out a better solution for this. This obviously is not ideal, but we'll figure out a better solution for this in due time. Just got to get through this challenge with food. I mean, we have some unfermented cassavas if we get in here and ferment them, which I guess they're doing now. We just have a powerful need for the rest of this stuff to get handled. I'm going to set this guy to priority harvest, and these two can be for planting. That's fine. All right, and you might be asking, why are you planting so much canola when you have needs for other types of foods? Well, canola is very annoying to acquire when you don't have it, so I would rather have way too much than have to wait for it to catch up, especially because later on you're going to have it to make any food that is not cassava or kohlrabi. Or I guess the mushrooms probably don't need it. If we check our recipe here and the fermenter, yeah, the mushrooms can do it without that, but the mushrooms are also locked behind science and metal, which we currently do not have. Oh, I have this on the wrong, I have that on the wrong level here. Well, I think that's going to be fine if we just put this back as, what are these things called? I don't know why I can't remember what it's called. Cassava, that's what it is. So we know not to plant here. We know not to plant here, but it's also not that big of a deal if the kohlrabi die because, well, in a full temperate cycle, we can probably have 3 full harvests of those taken care of, and it won't be that big of a deal. I will actually go ahead right here and unplant this corner because I'm going to put another farmhouse here. Yeah, we're hungry. We are hungry beavers, but we're not starving beavers. It's not going to be like that. Not going to need to worry about it. Okay, we still need a few more beavers here. I think 40 is about the max we can realistically sustain at this point. We just need some better stuff going on here. So this is done. I'm going to open that. Get this nice and filled up. Although, honestly, the way that this is set up, we probably don't ever need to open these. Because I forgot it comes down through these little holes here. And if these are working properly, bad water will never come out of here. And this just continually drains out this way, so we can just leave these shut. Yeah, that's fine with me. That works. That is way easier than I thought it would be. Alright, so let's see. Halfway mark on this episode, what have we learned? We have learned that doing this way was probably not the best choice, but no beavers have been contaminated. This is an ugly solution, but it is still a solution. So I think we can probably celebrate that. Let's put these 2 in here. Set these all to harvest. Because we are going... you know what? I'm just go for broke here. We are going to want to get in, harvest some metal. We have plenty of science for that. And because water's going to be going through here, we can just put in water wheels here and set up an independent smelting area of the map. I think that would be smart. These do take 200 HP apiece. So we actually want to put the large water wheel in, which we can go ahead and research now. Oh, we're dying of hunger. Hold on. 3 have died of hunger. How has that happened? We have food. Well, we have food that hasn't been harvested yet. I guess we can have these guys all work on harvesting kohlrabis, if it's going to be like that. Did not think it was going to be that big of a problem, because we have it unharvested, ready to go. Well, I guess that's the way it goes. If your beaver died of starvation, I'm sorry. But there's not really any way to prevent that. Well, there probably is, but I didn't know what it was. Yep, now we're dying of hunger again. Alright, cool. Good to know I still suck at this game. That's fine. I wanted to get this done, another corner done, but I think we're probably going to have to just focus on this one for right now. And to get these guys in here. I don't have enough beavers, obviously. But get these guys in here to take care of the rest of our harvesting stuff. Can't really do anything until they get rid of some of this, but I'm not going to force them to come down here and work until they have the ability to actually survive. I guess we're just all dying of hunger because that's the fun thing to do, even though there's food. All right, that's cool. Thanks, appreciate it. But there's not really anything else we can do about it, I guess. We have canola oil, so this is now going to be a lower priority job. We've got other stuff here. I guess I will deprioritize who harvests what because we have actual fulfilling foods we can put into our fermenters here. Just let them do what they have to do, I guess. Gather flag as berries. Probably need to have more berries. Now I have... oh, jeez. What a mess. Alright, let's attempt to salvage this. Yep. Lower priority on that. Lower priority on the industrial lumber mill. But we need to get stuff going on down here. And they are working on it. So that should be okay. I want to think. Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know how we're out of food. I only have 40 beavers. We had a decent bit, and we're out of food and out of water. Are they just not working or what? What's going on, man? Come on. It really should not be that hard. Maybe it isn't, and I'm just being stupid about this. There's got to be a better way to accomplish this here. So we have these guys. It's prioritized by haulers, so they shouldn't have to leave. They should just, I guess, every hour they make 3 water. Normal difficulty beaver only consumes 2 units of water per day. So an 18-hour workday, assuming perfect 18 hours of productivity, each one of these is making, I can't do math, 48. So we're making enough water in 1 day. Oh, I guess we are only making enough water in 1 day for our beavers to survive for like a day and a half. So we really, plus the dumps, probably do need to have 1 more of these, but I don't have anywhere currently to put it. I guess I'm going to have to come up here and do it. The way this is set up, we'll just make some space here. That's not wide enough. Okay. Yeah, that's just annoying when this isn't done in such a way that allows us to have success. But that's my fault. That's fine. Now we got 4 of these. Still don't have any food, mind you, but we have well, I mean, we have something. We have to have something. Somebody working here. We got farmers are absolutely doing their jobs. How are we doing here? Okay, so this is looking it's looking okay. I probably should have had this guy put on the other side here. I don't think it really matters. We'll end up moving it anyway when we get over here. Just want them to get some of this wood. Well, we shouldn't be dying of hunger anymore, even though we've had way too many of them already die of hunger. But the good news is this food stock is unpoisonable. Most of this is poisonable, but it's kohlrabies. They grow in 3 days. So I don't think that's really that big of a problem here. This one can stay kohlrabi prioritization, just so we can make sure we actually have some of those stored up. And I was going to put another farmhouse here, but I don't have enough beavers to operate it. So that's a little unfortunate. I thought I was going to be in a bit of a better situation on that. Oh well, what are you going to do? And I don't have enough to really get the scavenger flag going either. But we do need to go ahead and start getting some of this stuff. I'm going to put this in the corner here. Yeah, I think right there. I know we can't get there on the path yet, but we're going to want it to be somewhere they can reach the whole thing. And then we'll have storage, we'll have power down here. And since this is, well, this corner has been badtide proofed, it should no longer be an issue for us. Yeah, maybe I should have focused a little bit more on food before we got going too crazy on some of these other things here. Well, live and learn, or die and learn, as it is with these guys. But we'll make it happen. I am very, very pleased that this does not seem to be a problem with the contamination on the stream gauges. I think some people might have overestimated the effect of having this little pool right here, because if this is still shut, it's going to shunt all of this water out. And even if there's a tiny bit that gets through, well, it's still going to be completely shunted out here. So theoretically, if this is automatically closing enough, it shouldn't ever have a high enough concentration to cause a problem in here because it's going to be diluted. So I think we're still in a pretty good shape for that. We definitely want to move our gatherer flag to gathering closer to down here. But if I move him this way, he's only going to be able to get to half the berries. So we'll have to figure out something else here. I think we might want to actually. Oh, they're fast doing this. Put a path here, and then stick him somewhere in this general area. And I can put one. I can put one more thing there. Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah, if I put this guy in this side, he's going to be a little bit closer to the rest of these berries. I think that's going to be a change for the better. So let's get rid of that. This can be an additional soybean. Cassava here. This should be more than enough soybeans for us to handle with everything here. Just got to get a little bit more of a stock taken care of before the next bad tide comes in. So that was going to cause problems no matter what we got ourselves into. Okay, so that's looking fine here. This lumberjack flag I'm going to go ahead and get rid of so we can have this popped in place. And I'm going to move this in a couple so we have space and have them a little bit closer to the rest of these. I suppose it would make sense for me to just unmark the rest of this so they can focus on getting these guys out of here. So we can have a straight line path. I feel like that makes the most sense. I am going to go ahead, since our builders don't seem to have much of anything to do. Put in... Should I have it offset? Hold on. If I put one here, yes, unlock. One here, and I'm not going to fit another one here. So there's not really any advantage to me having this done this way. So I guess I'll just put this here. There's not really any reason for this to look super nice, but might as well. So I'll move this over one more so that way these can just be sat next to each other like that. And the reason I'm doing the nub on this side is because I want to put smelters in a row right here. This, when it's built, could generate quite a bit of power, more than 270. And if it generates about 400, and the other one generates about 400, then we could have 4 of these smelters here. I think that would be a great start to our little industrial area, at least until all of this is removed, in which case we can just turn this into a tree farm and put a water dump in here. But we'll go ahead and let them get into that. Now that there's no risk of them getting contaminated coming down here, should speed this up considerably. And now I need to give the wood-cutting beaver more things to do over here. And he needs to have a place to put his logs here. So we'll do that right there. That is A-OK. And I'm actually going to go ahead and do the same thing on this side. Logs like this. Yep, another bad tide. All right, time to find out if we actually are intelligent with how we have this stuff set up. But again, I think we're fine. I would have loved to have the rest of these completely fixed, covered, whatever. But that will be a future project. We just need to take advantage of the opportunities we have here, and I think we're going to be okay. So this will be fine right here. We haven't started... Well, I guess we have started accumulating, but we haven't started really needing to do anything with that. We will want to have industrial piles here. If I go ahead and unlock the smelter, there's no reason not to. We're going to use it. Can I fit 4? One here, one here, one here, one here is not going to give me enough space to have a pile right here unless I offset it. But once these trees are gone, this lumberjack can move, so I think I will just have these guys here, and then we'll have a warehouse, or large industrial pile, excuse me, set right here. That should work quite nicely, I think. So, to that end, let's go ahead and focus only on these guys right here, and we'll come get the rest of this at a later time. Yeah, just get these trees out of here, and we will see what ends up happening. Still have plenty of stuff to get excited about here. Yeah, now this is just about... Okay, it's not full yet. That's fine. Once this guy gets all of the rest of this, or at least a little bit of this cut... Oh no, he's got a place to store his logs. Maybe I should just go ahead and move this now. Yeah, we'll go ahead and move it now, because I want to make sure I have this pile in place before we get too comfy. Okay, we're making 300. Alright, that's it's not great, not terrible. So we could put 3 of these in here. That, you know, that might actually work a little bit better. Then I can have another pile on the other side. Yeah, we'll be fine with this. So I'm going to turn this the other way for our scrap metal. And that is going to give us opportunity to bring this down here. Mark these trees for cutting. Should have already been done. And this is almost full, so we want to make sure we have access to this. I'm going to have to move this again, because I did not think. Yep. Hey, I do all this stuff on the fly live, so you can't really can't really fault me for that. Well, I mean, you could if you wanted to, but that is the style that we do here. All right, so now we have this scrap metal storage, not too far away for John Hanks here, and we are almost to the point of putting our first smelter in. Now, mind you, we still have a pretty sizable labor deficit, but I think we can get that solved pretty quickly. And our farming is in a much better place. Even if most of these kohlrabis are about to die, I'm not really that concerned about it because we do have some cassava already ready to go to get fermented. We have some fermented soybeans for them to eat. 5-day bad tide, and the gates are shut. No bad water coming in here. Just a little bit of infection coming this way. But none of the poisons made it over here, so our beavers working here are completely fine. And the water is all dried up because of the way this is set up. We do have a little bit here to keep these keep the dead trees irrigated. But hey, I can't really be mad about that. We're looking still pretty good. We actually have enough water saved up, which is nice. Probably should have built 4 of these much sooner, but I'm going to go ahead. Pause when bad tide starts, unpause when temperate starts. Probably should have had all of these set like that, and I will go back and pause these now that there's actually no clean water that can be derived out of that. Now we have some beavers back to do other things. Yep, farming is still a little challenging, but the actual nutritious food is doing fine. The berries are doing fine. These guys are doing fine down here. Of course, there's no power during a bad tide because of the way this is set up. So there's no rush for us to put in our smelter. Although I do think I want to go ahead and start building it since we don't really have that much else we can be building at this exact moment in time. So I will go ahead and put one of these in. That will work. We're still getting rid of the rest of these trees. I'll let them get the rest of this, and then I will mark the rest of these for cutting. So all things considered, definitely could have gone a lot worse. I think we can be reasonably happy with most of what we've accomplished today, minus the big misstep where we had beavers dying of hunger, but it happens, unfortunately. This is a good sign, though, that this works. We're going to check again on the second end of this, or end of this second bad tide, rather. I don't know how to command the English language, apparently. But if this continues to just be a non-issue with any bad water getting in, then that is excellent news. Excellent news. These not needing to be automated is also excellent news. I believe we are in for a very, very good future run as soon as we can get a little bit more accomplished here. We also want to put some water down here for these guys to drink, so they don't have to go all the way up. But I'm trying to figure out where the best place for that would be. I imagine it'll be here, but we don't really have the room quite yet. We're still getting the rest of these trees out. This will be paused because there's no reason to have it running without power. But that's ready to go as soon as we have everything locked and loaded here. Yeah, I think we can feel pretty good about that. We will be building additional smelters. I wish I could turn the building sounds off. We're building additional smelters here as soon as that's back up and running. We'll put in another large water wheel as soon as we have the space on this side to do it. Because these guys are still working on that, but again, we're not in a rush. Having metal already in cycle, well, it's going to be cycle 7, is going to be, well, I guess it's not really that early, but compared to my original plans, I want to say that's pretty good. The thing we're really going to want to get into, and I wish I would have had this set up already, I just don't have the manpower for it, is getting Badwater so we can make explosives, because we want to blast this out so it's going to retain, and want to blast this out, really want to blast this out. But it's just, the bad tides are not really long enough, and it's already been too long, but we might as well, yeah, let's just unlock this. Since we're already here, we might as well put one of these in. Might as well try and get some of this going here. So we are going to want it. So this will be set for Badwater. A day and a half is probably not going to be enough time for us to really pump much. But even if we have a little bit, that's going to mean we can get started on the dynamite here. Ah, yes, the metal blocks, of course. Yeah, we're not going to have those, even though I could have built one up here, but yep. So it's ready to go, at least right here in our main district. We'll just have to see what happens here. I can't believe I forgot that was a requirement. Well, I guess we can't be too upset about it. Now, did we cut all these trees? We sure did. Let's... Oh, except this one at the very corner. Yeah, go get that, and then I will unmark all of this. I think we've got... Yeah, there we go. Then I can come in and just do all the rest of that. And we'll be in good shape. We have scrap metal here. Ready to go. They need logs, which, hey, by the way, are already right here. This actually works out really well, having this corner set up like this, I believe. I suppose we'll see what happens. Now, we have injured beavers. We do have medical beds, so that's not a problem we really need to focus on solving right now. But hey, it's progress. Now, we're going to watch this again. Remember what I said. So I'm going to slow this down to single speed once we get our start of cycle 7. And we'll see just what happens here. But yeah, we're just about finished with today. I am going to cut it at the beginning of cycle 7 since that's a pretty nice start-stop point. And we're in the, I guess, sweet spot range. All right, bad tide's over. Let's watch this clean water come in and see just how fast this drops. 97, 95... 90, 85, 70. Yeah, this is just going down so fast. I don't have one down here. But if we turn on the underground view, we'll be able to see if any of the Badwater comes in through here because it's going to contaminate more of this. But now it's down to 10. Obviously, it gets slower and slower as the concentration of the contaminant decreases because that's just how that works. But the gates haven't opened yet. Now it's down to 3. Now it's down to 2. Remember, it's not going to open until it says 0. Okay, so that one opened. Yep, there we go. And we don't see any spread of the contamination here, so we could logically conclude that there is not enough for it to matter. And that is appearing to be okay. We go back to triple speed. Yep, it eventually goes away and it never reaches down here. Okay, so cool. That's good news. I know some of you might not be thrilled with me leaving this here, but this completely pure scientific, unbiased, flawless test, massive sarcasm here, by the way, but the test has more or less proven that we don't have to worry about it. Will we change it in the future? Yes. Right now, no. We have other stuff to worry about. But all that being said, we're going to have water turning this wheel pretty soon, so let's go ahead and unpause the smelter. JulyFlame is going to come down here and start making some metal blocks for us, and then we are going to enter the era of industrialization here. Food-wise, we're now looking very good. Well, half of it's berries, but let's just not worry about that. We've got the rest of this working pretty well. These things are both churning out plenty of fermented snacks. We've got storage up here, kind of. And yeah, good progress for today. I think we can feel happy with it. We are going to want to put some storage for water and food down here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do just that right now. I want to... oh no, you're moving the lumberjack flag again. Yes, I am. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm going to put this here. Water set to obtain. Our lumberjack, by the way, is going to be completely fine moving further this way because, well, there's not a whole lot of stuff left to cut on this side of the map. So that was going to be a good thing. Anyway, let's move him to here. So now we have a medium tank here. If I put a medium warehouse, probably don't even need a medium warehouse, honestly. But if we put this here, our most plentiful food right now is the fermented soybeans. So we'll have that set. I'm not going to have it set to accept because I don't want to pull all of it out. This does hold 200. But it's going to be nice to have food down here. We'll make that an option. And we're starting to make power. Yeah, 270, 279, 280, 285, 290, and we should be up to 300 here. Yep. Cool. Yep. That is going to be it for today, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed. Please do always let me know any comments, questions, concerns, etc. that you have, or ideas. I'm also open to those. But I feel like this episode, minus, you know, the whole dying of starvation thing that happened to about 5 of our beavers, I feel like it was very, very productive, and I think we can be happy with it. So, again, very thankful for you. Thankful for our beard boosters as well with their fantastic support and all of the encouragement that they provide. Very, very thankful for those folks. And you as well, even if you're not part of that. Also wanted to take a moment to say thank you to all of you who responded to the community survey. Video on that will be coming a bit later this week after I go through all the results and formulate some strategies for the upcoming year. But as of the recording of this video, got over 250 responses, which is fantastic. I was hoping to have at least 100, and you guys absolutely shattered that goal. So very, very thankful for you in that and all of the helpful information, suggestions, and analysis we get from that. Again, it's good. It's going to be a pretty in-depth video, so hopefully you guys like data analysis, says the guy who's terrible at math. But I can look at a pie chart and I can interpret what that means. So we're going to be fine with that. So again, very thankful for you. Whatever it is you have going on the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and we will see you tomorrow for an episode of the Folktales hard mode. And then again on Wednesday for Water Beavers before being back in this playthrough on Thursday. But, yep, appreciate you. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye.